Good evening and welcome to the Prime Edition here on News X. Tonight we are leaving our coverage from Paris to get back to the big issue here in Delhi tonight. Because the Aam Aadmi Party has tabled before the Delhi Assembly their government's version of the Lokpal bill under studied controversy from old allies and opposition alike. Let's go straight into the conversation. Joining us on the broadcast tonight to put their points of view across, Chaitanya Singh representing the Congress, RP Singh representing the BJP, and Preeti Sharma Menon representing the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me begin with you, Ms. Menon, if I can. The question is straightforward that has been put out by old members, madam, of the Aam Aadmi Party. They say a specific clause has been put into this state version of the Lokpal that says its ambit extends to all crimes committed within the NCT of Delhi, National Capital Territory of Delhi. Does it include central government ministers and employees, ma'am? Yes or no?
Yes, it does include central government employees, and this is the same thing that was there in the earlier 2014 bill that we had introduced. So I am surprised that Prashant Bhushan has a problem with this. He was the person who was very passionate about getting the FIR registered against a central government minister, Mr. Moily himself. And now, because BJP is in power, Mr. Bhushan has a problem with central government employees being under this bill. That's really surprising. I mean, and when Congress, BJP come together and Prashant Bhushan leads them, there's something really amiss here. This is the strongest Lokpal that has ever been introduced into the country, and we are very proud of it. It is exactly as it was in the Jan Lokpal 2011 bill. There are no changes.
Okay, your critics also point out to several other objections, and I'm going to take you through them, madam, before I open this up to our other political panelists tonight. They say that the original bill envisaged a recommendation for the removal of the Lokpal only on the basis of the Supreme Court. They've also critiqued you on a second point, that the Speaker of the Delhi Assembly, who is a nominee of the Aam Aadmi Party, the Chief Minister who belongs to the Aam Aadmi Party, will form a large part of the selection panel, and therefore this Lokpal secedes from being independent. Your responses?
Firstly, the impeachment is not a process which just happens by the way that the Vidhan Sabha wakes up one day and decides that they want to impeach a Lokayukt. It is a process which would only take place after due inquiry, and all those details will be clarified in the rules which will be there. As per section 6, there is an entire detail that will be worked out on how the process of inquiry against a Lokpal will take place. Okay. And if the inquiry finds any member, it is the Lokayukt panel here, if it finds anybody in the panel guilty, only then will there be a recommendation of impeachment. So it is flippant to say, for the least, that anybody can dismiss the Lokayukt. There is no such provision. The second is about the selection panel. Yes, we have removed eminent persons. We have in detail, and I'm sure you would have also gone through the NJAC Supreme Court judgment, where there is a lot of ambiguity mentioned on who are eminent persons. And eminent persons could easily be tools of the government because there's no definition for them. And therefore, it was considered best that in order to make it a foolproof thing, that it is people who have constitutional responsibilities, which they take seriously. The selection panel is headed by the Chief Justice of the High Court, and there is the leader of the opposition on it. No party has any sway over the entire panel. It is a fair process and it is open to discussion. It will be discussed in the Vidhan Sabha, and it is not a final bill. It is yet a proposed bill, okay, which is open to amendment.
Which is open to discussion. I'll grant you that. But your critics, including several in the opposition, accuse you of malified intent to provoke a confrontation with the centre. After you cleared your point, madam, let me now open this up to RP Singh. RP Singh, in the end, it is a bill that will be debated and perhaps passed in some version, which we soon expect, as a part of its election promise of this Delhi government. Will the central government veto this, sir?
Debated with whom? They've already
veto, sir, veto. Well, okay, debated among themselves.
There's no member of the opposition inside. Even they have shown out their member who will try to raise a voice against the bill. And I'm shocked, it's for the first time ever seen how chanting slogans, height of psychopathy, Kejriwal Jindabad, and the speaker participate in that chant and say Kejriwal Jindabad. I mean, now it's clear the conduct of the speaker is in doubt. And what sort of bill are they talking about? Bill which will be repugnant to the center. How do you expect this to be approved? And there are already bills, I've been saying throughout, there are already bills which have not been approved. They think they are above law. They think they are above every system. How is it possible that anything which is against the law, basic norms, how can they expect the center to approve of it? And I know they are doing so only to create this show, create this theatre. Later on they are going to come back to us and say, we want to bring Lokpal, center has rejected it, we are for Lokpal,
hang on.
center is not for
Hang on,
Lokpal.
Mr. R.P. Singh, Preeti Sharma Menon, let me take the question. R.P. Singh, what is your in principle objection to a Delhi government appointed and High Court appointed Lokayukta investigating corruption, be it at the Delhi government level or the central government level? Corruption is corruption. What's your problem?
Let me tell you, tomorrow the cadre is not Delhi based. Tomorrow they say that the cadre which is reporting to Tamil Nadu government, will they take charges against that cadre also? But how is it possible? It's repugnant to the basic framework of the country. And also, she is talking about that Lokpal can be removed only through some inquiry. It's clear in clause 6, which says 2/3 of the assembly can take a charge. It's basically, allow me to complete. Preeti Menon, you spoke and I spoke in between. It's a Lokpal which Mr. Kejriwal says, I will appoint the Lokpal. I can dismiss the Lokpal whenever I want to do so, and I want Lokpal under my thumb because there are 23 MLAs of our party which are facing serious charges, including corruption charges.
I will let Preeti Sharma Menon rebut all those points one by one. Preeti Sharma Menon rebut those points, beginning with the fact that R.P. Singh has laid the premise. He says this bill will hold no water at the center. He's already ruled out any passage of this from the center. Starting from that, rebut those points.
Well, I think he's privy to some information which we are not. We are passing this bill as the Delhi Assembly would be passing it, and we will be sending it to the centre for approval, and we are hopeful that the centre would take it in the right spirit. If you look at this NCT of Delhi, in that same NCT there is a Delhi police which solves crimes across the geographical area. So far, until the Anti-Corruption Bureau has been weakened by the Modi government, till such time the Anti-Corruption Bureau was handling cases which were both for the state government as well as for employees of the central government, because it was the geographical area that the Anti-Corruption Bureau handled, and that is exactly what the Lokayukt is supposed to do. It is supposed to handle corruption of government officials and even private citizens in our bill in that geographical area.
Hang on.
The fact is that they would never let such a thing be passed, because the BJP has done nothing towards the National Lokpal. The BJP has done absolutely, they have not even framed the rules. It's been now 2013, it's nearly been 2 years.
Okay.
Even the rules of the Lokpal have not been framed as
but
yet.
your critics
so
in the like and purpose.
Who
Okay,
will
madam.
never allow an
Hang on a
anti-corruption
second.
law to be passed.
Ma'am, just hang on a second, because
And then-
your own
and
opponent,
then-
Mr. R.P.
and
Singh,
then
hang
they have
on.
introduced a clause.
There is another individual, Chaitanya Singh, who's been politely, courteously listening into this conversation, and I'm running out of time, so I want to bring him in. Chaitanya Singh, what do you make of this argument?
As you can rightly see, and as well as the viewers of this show, this bill is the very reason, the very design of this bill is to start a new round of confrontation, which you can see on your show as well right now. This has been done. This is being done only to ensure so that the Aam Aadmi Party and Bharatiya Janata Party, they want to deviate the attention of the people from the core issues on which they have come to power due to their failures.
No, hang on.
They have
Lokpal was
failed
a
in
core issue
promising
for the Aam
people
Aadmi
what
Party,
they have,
Mr.
giving
Singh.
people what they had promised.
Chaitanya
And
Singh,
that is
was
the
that not a
reason-
core issue?
No, it is. So no, yes, it was a core issue. Yes, and that is the reason we are talking. That is the reason I am saying it was a core issue. And yes, Arvind Kejriwal has deviated from that issue. As you can see, the Lokpal bill, the 2014 Lokpal bill envisaged a selection committee of seven members. It had the reason why The Lokpal was to, the selection committee was to have 7 members, was to ensure that political class does not have control over the appointment of the Lokpal. Now, the bill that has been tabled in the
Preeti Sharma
assembly
Menon has already
has
made
4
the point.
members,
She
out of
said
which
that
3
the
come from the
chief
political
minister could
class.
have picked on a very vague definition of eminent person and filled it
No,
with
no,
more
no.
people. They think
What?
this is
No,
a betterment to that.
please let me speak. No, please let me speak. Please let me complete.
No, now he has a complete control.
They think this is a betterment to that. No, they can
the other
think
member
and
is
do
speaker.
whatever they want.
Who's chanting?
How can the government, how can be the, no, listen, there's a very basic principle of natural justice. How can be a person a judge in his own cause?
I think the strongest Lokpal of this country has been presented today,
How
and it's a historic day. And it will be noted how the BJP and Congress have come together
You
to
have
try and
diluted
obstruct
the
it,
strongest
and how they have been
Lokpal
led
which
by
was
Prashant
introduced
Bhushan.
by
They are
General
coming
Yes,
together
Secretary
to
of
obstruct
Uttarakhand.
the
strongest
strongest
Lokpal, which is
anti-corruption
in
law the country has
Miss
ever
Preeti
seen,
Sharma
which is
Menon,
the
it is
dream
the
and the
strongest
aspiration
Lokpal
of
from
millions of
the
people
point of
across
view
Okay, hang on.
from point of view of your government.
You know, I
your government
apologize
will have
to the
strong
three of
control
you
over the Lokpal.
because
Your
we have to
government will
cut this
ensure who will
debate
become a
short because
Lokpal,
of
and
the
your
Prime
government.
Minister's live speech from Paris. I apologize for the brevity of this debate, but the principal arguments have been made. The Aam Aadmi Party says they have improved upon the original Lokpal model and have said that corruption is corruption regardless of who the culprit is as regards the National Capital Territory of Delhi says. The BJP says this is a dilution. They are backed on it by Arvind Kejriwal and Yogendra Yadav, and they say how can Arvind Kejriwal be deciding to prosecute cases against our ministers? This is a provocation. The Congress says both are in league. The debate is still on. But this bill is going to be a confrontation between the centre and the state government in Delhi, like it or not. We'll leave it there. Apologies again for the brevity of the debate. That's a wrap on our broadcast tonight. I'm back in about 2 minutes with the rest of the news. Stay with me.